Good evening. I'm Professor Presley. This is Theatrical Garbage, and this is the Midnight Rodeo.
Let 'em roll from sea to shining sea.
Good evening, everyone. I am Professor Presley. This is Theatrical Garbage, and tonight we begin our series on the Cannonball Run, the movie, the psychological, theatrical interpretation, the metaphorical, the metaphysical. We're looking at Cannonball Run, all right? We're looking at the real Cannonball Run, and we are looking at not drinking whiskey, so don't even go there. And what we're doing is we're going to be watching some Cannonball Run. Let me give you some highlights of what you need to be thinking about. A, Daisy Duke. Both the person and the clothing item. B, Burt Reynolds. That's right. Frank Sinatra. Sammy Davis Jr. The really big guy from Happy Gilmore. By the way, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Pour one out for Carl. Man, I love Carl Weathers. Action Jackson. Apollo Creed. He's not in Cannonball Run. It has nothing to do with this. So, without further ado, we're going to begin with my look at masculinity, continuing on from the Royal Tenenbaums' look at that, and the idea of masculinity within cars, within vehicles, right? And their relationship to races, to car races. I'm faster than you, right? You'd be hard pressed to challenge any person of running, ability to go up to a guy, any guy, as a guy, and be like, hey, I bet I'm faster than you. Let's race the end of the block. They'll do it. Doesn't matter who you are. All right, so moving on. So this is part one of the Cannonball Run, and this section is called The Cannonball Run, A Race to Masculinity by Professor Presley. And thank you to everyone in Theatrical Garbage. We have had a wild month, and it has been wonderful. Okay, shut up. The term Cannonball Run originated from the real-life Cannonball Baker Sea to Shining Sea Memorial Trophy Dash, an illegal cross-country road race that took place in the 1970s. The race was named after Irwin Cannonball Baker, a legendary American record-setting driver known for his daring and high-speed transcontinental drives in the early 20th century. Irwin Cannonball... Bitch, shut up. Oh my God.
Power off.
And the bitchiest speaker. Irwin Cannonball Baker gained fame for his long-distance driving exploits, setting numerous speed records and endurance challenges across the United States. One of his most famous feats was a coast-to-coast drive from New York City to Los Angeles in 11 days, 7 hours, and 15 minutes in 1933, setting a new record for the fastest cross-country drive at that time. Inspired by Baker's daring and audacious driving adventures, automotive journalists Brock Yates and Car and Drivers magazine editor Steve Smith created the Cannonball Baker Sea to Shining Sea Memorial Trophy Dash in the early 1970s. The race was an illegal and unauthorized event that challenged participants to race from one coast of the United States to the other in a high-speed, high-stakes pursuit of glory. The name Cannonball Run evokes the spirit of adventure, speed, and endurance associated with Cannonball Baker's legendary drives. Try to do that today. Try to drive from sea to shining sea, see how long it takes you. The word run conveys the sense of a race, competition, highlighting the competitive and daring nature of the event. The Cannonball Run Racing's name became synonymous with illegal cross-country road racing, attracting thrill seekers, automotive enthusiasts, and daredevils who sought to test their limits and push the boundaries of speed and endurance. By the way, okay, in my youth, old Professor Presley, I rail slid a car. Damn right, just like a skateboard. It was a Suzuki Samurai. I approached a concrete abutment, which was actually the drive-through of a Taco Bell. And completely sober, unfortunately. And somebody foolishly in the vehicle with me said, "Bet you could rail slide up that with a car." So we backed it up. I remember I took off in second. Yeah. And I'd gone through, I think I made it in the third by the time we got there. And I turned sideways. Someone in the vehicle pulled up the e-brake. We hit that embankment it's like a concrete, like a little wall that was separating the drive-through of the Taco Bell with, whatever entity was in the mall next door at that time. It's like Grace Church or something. We slid that Samurai up there. Sparks like we were in the Avengers. Sparks everywhere. Whoosh. There were 3 of us in the vehicle. I will not name names. And slid back down. It's all in my book. Read my, buy my book and read it if you want to know more. Slid back down. Boom, boom. Right back on the tires. Now I had huge tires on this stupid little Samurai. Right? Which helped. I've been an avid Suzuki Samurai owner, and the fact that I am still alive today is a testament to the endurance and the strength of who I am. The human spirit, the legacy of the Cannonball Run. Mine was a Taco Bell run. All right. The legacy of the Cannonball Run lives on in popular culture, including the 1981 action comedy film of the same name, which immortalized the spirit of the legendary race and its daring participants on the silver screen. The movie, Cannonball Run, directed by Hal Needham, follows a group of eccentric characters who participate in a cross-country race known as the Cannonball Run. More on the movie in part 2. And more stories about my own personal Cannonball Run through life. My journeys, brah. Don't even try to like live my life in your mind, because you would even have to pull over. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends to listen with their ears to this stuff. Love you. See you in part 2. Bye. Harmony and I are here, the 2 last people working for the RFK campaign. We're holding out hope, though. All right?
He's gonna get the election.
We love the worm brains, don't we?